and welcome back to the Casual Critics Show. Today we are reviewing Kimi that came out recently on HBO Max. If you plan to watch it, stop this video, go watch the movie, and then come back here and see if we agree on the review. So basically what Kimi is about is it's got Zoe Kravitz in it. She plays Angela Childs, and she works at this company that's kind of like Amazon in the sense that Amazon has the Alexa. We all know what the Alexa is. It's basically the same product. It's called Kimi. It's a little robot you put in your living room. You're like, hey, can you play smooth jazz? Can you tell me what the temperature is? That's what Kimi is. Okay, it's basically the Alexa. And Angela's job is to listen to audio recordings from the Kimi from different users where the Kimi robot didn't understand what the human wanted or what the question was. And so her job is to go in there and kind of code in what the human meant so mistakes like that don't happen in the future. And that's one of the selling points that this company that has the Kimi uses, and they talk about a lot. They're like, well, we have actual humans interpreting this and fixing the mistakes. We don't have like an AI doing all this. So they think that that's, better, even though it's weird that we're all just listening to each other. But, in the process of listening to her audio recordings, she finds a recording of a woman getting murdered. Okay? So obviously, immediately, she goes to the higher ups in her company, the executives, and she's like, look what I found. And it's worth noting that in the movie, she's agoraphobic, and it's also set during COVID times, so she's obviously very leery of going out. But they're like, oh, well, you gotta come down to the office, and we'll talk about it. And she's like, well, just call the FBI, because obviously that's what you should do. And they're like, oh, no, you gotta come down to the office, we'll talk about it in person. So she goes, which is incredibly hard for her, but these are obviously desperate times. So she goes down to the office, and she's trying to show them the evidence and trying to get them to call the FBI and trying to convince them that she's not lying because for some reason they think she's lying. And before she can do anything further with that, before they can call the FBI, there are two men chasing her around the building because they're trying to kill her. They're trying to bury this. And so that's the rest of the movie, pretty much, in the second half, is them, chasing her around town while she's trying to get to the FBI headquarters. I think she's in Seattle. I'm pretty sure she's in Seattle. But she's trying to get to the FBI headquarters, and they're trying to stop her at every way. And towards the end, they end up meeting her at her apartment and trying to kill her there. But she prevails, and she does murder all of the guys that are trying to get her. But she is safe at the end, and she's all good. So, as far as the movie goes, the pacing in the first half, for me, no bueno. I was getting bored. I did not care. What is she gonna do? It just kept going on and on and on. There's this one scene where she's trying to, hear exactly what's going on. It's when she first notices that there's something weird going on in the audio recording. And she plays it 5 times. And it sounds the same to me. It's like filming her and she's like, oh, I'm getting it. It sounds the exact same to me, babe. You can hear this woman screaming in the first time that you play it. And that got on my nerves. But after she leaves her apartment, the pacing really obviously picks up because there's a lot going on. And I was enjoying myself a lot. The chase sequences are directed perfectly. The director really knew how to evoke emotion just from the camera movement because when she's running around, the camera's just going crazy, and it is very anxiety-inducing, but that's what you want in a chase sequence. So I like, those aspects of it. As far as the plot itself, I thought it was a very interesting story. I thought it was, very relevant to shit that, is kind of going on today. It's set during COVID times, which is obviously relevant, but it's not about COVID. It's just kind of mentioned, and you just know that is when it's set. But I appreciate that they didn't push that because we don't need more, we don't need more of that in our entertainment. Not all the time. Sometimes it's important, but yeah, the plot, I thought it was cool. I liked the story. It was interesting. I just felt that the pacing was maybe a little slow in the beginning. The acting, Zoe Kravitz did great. She really played the character that, the agoraphobic aspect of it, the not wanting to go outside, the getting anxiety attacks when, trying to do anything outside. I thought she played that really well. And she did a really good job. Like, I don't know how to put it, but like whenever she's getting chased and whenever she's like trying to convince the executives, it's just her acting is just really, really good. And there's one part of it, and for some reason, I don't know why, don't ask me because I can't explain it. I'll never forget this. She sanitizes her hands a lot. We're in COVID times. Of course she's going to do that. And when she sanitizes her hands, after she does this, she goes like this to dry her hands off. And for some reason, I'll never forget it. I reviewed it on Letterboxd after I watched it, and I saw someone else comment on that, and a bunch of people, like a couple thousand people, liked that comment of like her doing this, and just I don't know. It just brought I don't know the right word. It brought some humanity, I guess, to the character. It brought just some like familiarity, and like I'll just never forget it. She does this, and I don't know what it's about. I don't know, but I'll never forget it. The script was good. It wasn't like what I walked away from remembering about the movie the most. Like I was like, oh, that was really well written, and whatever. But it wasn't bad either. And the directing was pretty good. The chase sequences again were filmed really, really well. Anything that was like anxiety, like oh she's getting chased or oh like somebody trying to kill her, that was filmed really well. Everything else was like that's fine. Like it's not anything spectacular, but it's not bad either. So yeah, that was what I noticed in the movie. Overall, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a solid, okay movie. I think it's a solid, decent movie. I don't think I'll ever want to rewatch it for any reason. I don't think I'll be thinking about it. Like it's not something that stays with me. Or something that I'm gonna like remember fondly. It's just like, oh, that's a movie that I watched. But it's a decent movie, so a 3 out of 5 from me. Let me know in the comments below if you saw it, what you thought about it, if you hated it, if you loved it, what you thought about the story. And yeah, that's my review of Kimi, starring Zoe Kravitz. I do like me some Zoe Kravitz. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. But if you want to follow me on all my socials, they'll be linked down below. I've got my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter. On my Twitter, be on the lookout for maybe like some live tweeting stuff when the Oscars come up and, just stuff that I'm excited about. And then if you want some more like bite-sized 60-second content, then you can find that on my TikTok and Instagram where I'll be posting all my reviews in a shorter format and also just funny videos. And on my Instagram, you'll actually get a sneak peek of what I'm going to post the day before I post it. So if you're interested in that, then check out all that stuff. It's linked down below. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel, please. I'm trying to grow and do my thing. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on the bells. I'm posting 3 new videos a week. And I've also got a podcast. So if you're interested in maybe things that I'm not necessarily going to review or talk about on YouTube, then I've got a podcast also called The Casual Critic, where we'll be talking about stuff that, won't be on here. So if you like this and you want more, then check out the podcast. And hopefully, fingers crossed, if nothing happens, it'll be on all the platforms that you would normally listen to podcasts on. So that's my spiel. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed Kimi, and I will see you in the next review. Peace.